you're in a place where you can repeat the affirmations after me. Aloud, pour some positivity into you while pouring out into the universe as well. And of course, if you have anything to contribute, drop them in the comment box below. Sorry, I was reading a message on YouTube. Okay, I am loved. I am loved. I am successful. I am prepared. I am focused forward. I am securing my future. I am enough. I am positive. Melody says, I am building my dreams. Yes. I am beautiful. I am grateful. I am a go getter. I am a leader. I am courageous. I am persistent. I am determined. I am faithful. I am becoming the best version of me. I am motivated. I am unforgettable. All right, let's get into it. So, a lot of what we've been talking about is mindset. But some of the root of this is in order to have a good mindset, you have to set your mind. Y'all got that? Let me say it again. A lot of having a good mindset is being able to set your mind, or what we consider disciplining your mind. So Let me drop the quote in the comment box. Let me drop it. Hey, Trees, good morning. Okay, I just want to make sure it was typed right. Yep, we're all good. All right. So there goes the quote. The mind is everything. What you believe, you become. The mind is everything. What you believe, you become. So tell me what that means to you. Okay, Melody. In order to have a firm mindset, you have to set your mind. Yes, that's really virtually what I mean by it is that you have to make a firm decision and decide on something, right? You have to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Like, come on, y'all. You know how it is when you've made up your mind. You know how it is when you haven't made up your mind. But you also know how it is when you have made up your mind. And you know when you made up your mind, you know when you made up your mind, it's set. Who else got something for me to contribute? Good morning. Is your cousin up? Um, you know that when you made up your mind, it's like that's what I'm gonna do. Come on, y'all. Come on. Good morning, and drop some fire. If you know once you set your mind on something, then many people will say, well, you know, she already got her mindset. He already got his mindset. That's what it is. Come on, y'all. So that's why I say it. So that's why it's so important to set your mind on something. Yes, Trees. It's so important to set your mind on something because when you set your mind on something, right, and you discipline your mind to do whatever it is, nothing, no more excuses are allowed. You're not going to say, "Oh, I don't have the money for it," or "I really have this," or "Oh, I don't see that I have the time for it." None of that is going to exist because your mind is set and you're going to be so focused on your goal at hand that you're not even going to allow any excuses. It's going to be almost by any means necessary that you want to go out and go make that happen. You know that. Any means, oh yeah, we finna make this. Oh yeah, any means necessary. It's about to go down. I'm finna get this restaurant. I'm finna get this business. I'm finna get this house. Setting the intention for your day, yes, is key for the moments that follow. Absolutely, absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed, Monique. I got to read that again. Setting the intention for your day is key for the moments that follow. Yeah, yeah. Because when you do that, the productivity increases. You already are meaningful in your efforts. You're intentional. Your mind is set. So you're not going to allow, excuse me, any distractions. And that is super important that you're going to execute at the highest level. Productivity is going to be there. The intention is going to be there. So you already know really the delivery and meaning of it is it's going to be bigger. The result is going to be greater. The reward is going to be greater. the accomplishment and how you feel about it greater. So we got to discipline our minds. So let's talk about that a little bit. How does one who may not have a disciplined mind become disciplined within themselves? Like, not, oh, I'm going to get up and exercise every day, or oh, I'm going to get up at a certain time every day, but just you discipline your mind on just setting a thought and executing it. Like, just listen, the thought that came to me, I've decided on it and I'm moving forward. Action. No one said that it would be easy. I don't know why that noise is that's so annoying. So I'm having tens of thousands of noises in this house. It's driving me crazy. Um, it's not going to always be easy, but it it is doable. That if you set your mind on a thought, let's say, um, okay, I'm going to apply for this job. The only thing that will prevent you from applying for the job is just like what Monique said, not setting the intentions of completing that application. So the next thing you would do is say, okay, I'm going to get and complete this application. Either you know the application website, you know, a lot of time, a lot of things are online these days, or you got to go get it. You got to call and get it, either one. But now, okay, I got to make a call. But you get a call or you get a text. Instead of looking at that text, you tell yourself, nope, I already told myself at this time on this day I'm going to do this. So that text waits, it sits. I know it's burning in your hand. It's like you wanna open that text so bad. You want to see who it's from. You want to see what they had to say. But the way to stay disciplined is to remove all distractions. And that text right now is a distraction, just distraction because you've already told yourself what you were going to do, and now you got to do it. So that's a process. That's just one process. Don't get me wrong. There are other people on here who I'm sure has other processes and you guys can share. But I know for me, removing all distractions, maybe turning my phone on, do not disturb works for me. It doesn't always make me feel great to miss a call if I'm on do not disturb or but it's like, well, I knew I had something else to do. It's priority over privilege. Like I know someone may be calling, I know someone may be texting. But two things I say to myself, well, I generally would never do it if the kids aren't around me because it could be an emergency that I could miss and that could be important. So I'll make sure I generally only do it if I'm in the house with them. Um, and two, I generally will check in with my mom first. Like I'll send her a text and wait for her to text me back. Okay, I'm going with D&D. She knows what to do. Or I have her name uh in the number in the calls they can still get through D&D if it's emergency. But other than that, I'm like, okay, well, everything else is a priority. I have to wait and not or less of a priority. I have to wait or they have to wait and I'm gonna get to this. Like I needed an hour to do something earlier this week. I had to turn on D&D. I didn't want my girlfriends calling me. I didn't want anyone calling. I had to focus on this. If I didn't focus on this one task, it would have put me back in my productivity like days, and it's my filings for my paperwork when people apply for LLCs and trademarks. Generally, it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes per. And so if I'm running through, 10, I need an hour and a half. And that was my case the other day. I was like, I gotta turn on D&D. Because once one person calls me, I'm on the phone, I'm not filing anymore. Because I could not type, I could copy the wrong information into the system, or just anything could go wrong. And I have to focus 110% on stuff like that. have to make sure every box is filled out correctly. I can't afford a mistake. Mistake is costly, both time and money. So things like that. That's just an example. But um, in order to prepare your mind, you have to set it. You have to discipline your mind. Um, you have to believe in something. And then once you believe in it, you're like, okay, I can do it. Let's do it. Okay, I can contribute and dedicate an hour to me every day to my growth, to reading, or to just sitting still and not hearing mom or not hearing pay or not hearing anything. That's a necessity to life. If you don't know, it absolutely is a necessity to life, to improvement, to success, is giving yourself an hour a day of quiet. So the mind is everything. What you believe, you become. You have to set your mind on, and you may need to set your mind several times a day too. Let me be very clear. It's not just a one time a day thing. Disciplining your mind is almost a every task opportunity. Like every time you change task, okay, I'm working on something different. Okay. Resetting my mind, resetting my mind, resetting my mind. But the the objective or the result of it is success in the task in which you are looking to complete. There is success there, but you have to be the one to propel it. So if you're looking for your mindset to be right, you got to set your mind. That's it. That's all. Exit ticket. I know. You like Jay. You got us writing down something else, but hopefully you got your book out and you write it down. What are three things you want to accomplish today? Did you set your to-do list? Are you prepared for a absolute productive day? If not, when we get off of here, those are the things we should be doing. Writing our to-do list down, being intentional about the calls we take and the texts we respond to, allowing no distractions and really getting focused. That's the exit ticket, y'all. Write it down. How are you going to have a set mind today or for the next 4 hours? And then you regroup. If you're like me, I break my days down. You already know that I break my days down. So my first day will end at 11, and my next day will start, and then my next day will end at 5. I break them down into 6 hour increments. So I can be a little bit more successful, and it helps me with planning as well. So it's been raining. I'm just looking at the weather. Rain. It's been raining all week long, and listen, I've been out all week long. We done been out handing out flyers. We done been out, and that's a set mind because I could have looked at the weather. I could have looked at the weather and said to myself like, nope, cancel it Tuesday, cancel it Wednesday. But guess what? We didn't do any of that. I didn't do any. If you saw me out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You even saw me out Wednesday evening. Y'all know I don't really do evenings, but that's a set mind. I knew that there were things that I absolutely needed to do to help propel and put in place the things that I have on my goal list. Yep. So we just get into it. I want your mind to be set because I know that's going to make sure you don't have any excuses for what you got to do. Monique says, for example, setting the intention to one task every day over a year can increase your gain to 365 tasks for the year. Yup. And let's talk about that real quick before we get off here. Monique, that's you know what, damn, that's really powerful the way you put that. And let me say this, that right? That's a lot of productivity, Monique. That's a lot of productivity. Come on, y'all. How many people don't get done 365 tasks in a year because you let weeks and weeks go by that you forget to do the one thing you're supposed. Oh, I meant to call people. Oh, I meant to do this. Oh, I meant to do that. You're losing days, but like she said, stop overthinking it. If you could just do one thing, Monique, I really, really love how you put that. That's powerful. One thing day. That's more than what most people get done in 5 years, to be honest. If you could just do, if you just say to yourself, one one day, one thing, one day, one thing. Okay, if I could one day, one thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Setting the intention to one task every day over a year can increase your gain to 365 tasks for the year. I'm telling y'all, most people, if we're being very honest, most people do not get that much done in a year. Okay? They just don't. It just is what it is. So I love how she put that. And I think that's super important to kind of, you know how we always say, pick up something if you need it and drop something down. She just dropped something down on y'all. And I think it's amazing. And yes, one day, one thing. I think y'all should pick that up. I think that that's powerful. Absolutely powerful. Yeah. I have too many hands in the fire. It's been helping me to stay focused. Nice. Yeah. That's that's amazing. And I believe it works. Yeah. I like the way you broke that down. I do. See, y'all, this is the benefit of membership, mentorship, gathering, networking when there's more than one mind. Because I don't think I thought to put it that way, but that makes sense for someone who has really low, low, low productivity or someone who has high productivity and feel burnt out at the end of the day. So now we're on two spectrums with one task, with one thing. If you have low productivity and feel like, I'm not really getting nothing done, you could take this on. One day, one thing. If you have high productivity and you're always at the point of exhaustion, hear me. I would even take this to say, you know what? One day, one thing will be enough. Because sometimes when you get exhausted, when you burn out, when you're tired, you end up not getting anything done anyway. So one day, one thing works for all of us. That's amazing. That's great. That's really great. So thank you so much for sharing that.